Okay, guys, target I. There's some few things that you need to know. One of the few things that you need to know is that a circle equals pi r squared. And if I want to turn it into a cylinder, I need just to add on some height. So, okay, so this one's pi r squared times height. We have volume equals pi times the radius is 7. So 7 squared, and we just got to make it tall. This one's just turned sideways times 49. So we have volume equals pi times 7 is 49 times 49. So we actually have 49 times 49. Okay, let's see. 49 times 49 equals 2,401 pi when I multiply the 49 and 49. Now, if I was in 11th grade, that's my answer. But in 8th grade, for some reason, they want you to multiply by, actually know that pi is 3.14. So we multiply 2,401 times 3.14, and we get 7,539.14, and they say to the nearest hundredth. So there's the 10th, there's the hundredth, so we're good. 2 decimal places, feet cubed. There we go. All right, same problem here. It's a cylinder, right? So we take a circle, pi r squared, and we give it some height times height. All right, so this time it's pi times 6 squared times 48, and we get 36 times 48 times pi. Those are the three things, 36, 48, and pi. 36 times 48 is 1,728 pi. That would be the answer if I was in 11th grade. Feet cubed, but they want me to know that pi is 3.14, so I'll just multiply by 3.14 and 5425 point to the nearest what? To the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places, 0.92 feet cubed. All right, this one, which polyhedra? They're just saying us which one of these that has multiple sides has the same volume. So I have to know my formula is really easy. A cylinder, okay, a cylinder is where I take a circle, pi r squared, and give it some height. A hemisphere is where I take a circle and make it 3D, but then it's usually 4/3, but since it's only a half of a sphere, now it's 2/3 of that. A cone is where I take a circle, pi r squared, give it some height, and then crush the bottom. A sphere is take a circle, make it 3D, and put that stupid fraction in the front. So there's the 4 equations that we need. All right, a cylinder, let's see. Pi times the radius 10 squared times the height of 6. Okay, if I'm, let's see. This would be 100 times 6 times pi. So I'm going to leave it in an 11th grade answer, 600 pi. And I could do that later, but I'm not going to. Okay, hemisphere, 2/3 times pi times the radius is 8 to the 3rd power. 8 times 8 times 8 is 512. So we have 2/3 times 512 times pi. So I'm just going to do this on my calculator. 2 divided by 3 equals, there's my 2/3, times 512 equals 341.3 pi. I'm going to get this calculator up really quick so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, next one. Let's see, next one. A cone with radius of 2. So we've got pi r squared, and the r was 2. So pi times 2 squared times 8, and then we divide by 3. So that's pi times 4 times 8 divided by 3. That's 32 pi divided by 3. And I'm just going to leave it like that. 32 pi divided by 3. And I could do 32, let's see, clear. 32 divided by 3. That's like 10.66 pi. 10.6, we'll say 10.67 pi. Okay. Let's see, a sphere with radius, so 4/3 pi times the radius is 2 to the 3rd power. So 2 to the 3rd power, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so that's 4/3 pi times 8. I'm going to do 4/3 equals times 8. So we have 10.67 pi. Oh, and look, we have the same there and there. So I could multiply all of these by pi, but I just didn't. It's just another thing I just wanted to know what they were the same. Okay, let's see. A cone. A cone, we start with a circle, pi r squared, and we give it some height, and then we crush the bottom, so we divide by 3. All right, let's see. To the nearest hundredth. Okay, 3.14 is pi, times the radius is 4 to the second power, times the height is 10, and then we divide it by 3. Okay, let's do this. 3.14 times 4 squared is 16, so times 16 equals, times 10 equals, and now divided by 3 equals 167.466, but they want it to the nearest tenth hundredth, so this one rounds that guy up, so 167.47 cubic feet. Number 7, which of these have the same volume? Let's see, a cone, okay, is pi, start with a circle, give it some height, crush the bottom. A sphere, we start with a circle, make it 3D, put the stupid fraction in the beginning. A cylinder, start with a circle, pi r squared, give it some height. A hemisphere, start with a circle, make it 3D. We don't put the full stupid fraction in the front, we put half of the, instead of 4/3, we put 2/3 because a hemisphere is half. All right, let's see if we can figure these out. A cone with a radius, so we have pi times 3 squared, the height times another 3, and then divided by 3. All right, 9 times 3 is 27. 27 pi divided by 3 is 9 pi. Okay, a sphere with radius of 2. 4/3 pi times 2 to the third power. That's 8 times 4/3 times pi equals 32/3 pi. Okay. A cylinder with a radius of 9 and a height of 6. So pi times 9 squared times 6. Let's see. 81 times 6 equals 486 pi. And then a hemisphere with a radius of 9. So 2/3 pi and then 9 to the third power. Okay, let's see. 9 times 9 times 9 equals 729. 729 times 2/3 times pi. Okay, 729 times 2 equals, 729 times 2 equals divided by 3 times 2/3. Oh, equals 486 pi. These two are the same. Number 8, a spherical ball has a radius of 8 feet shown in the diagram. Okay. We take a circle, pi r squared, but we make it 3D, and we put the stupid fraction in the front. What's the nearest hundredth? Okay, we just plug in 8. 4/3 times pi is 3.14 times 8 to the third power. Okay, 8 times 8 times 8 is, this is 4/3 times 3.14 times 512. All right, let's do this. Watch me do on the calculator. 4 divided by 3 equals, times 3.14 equals, times 512 equals. Let's see. 2,143 point to the nearest hundredth, 57 cubic feet. 9. Okay. A cone with the radius of 4 is shown. Its approximate volume is 187. So I know the volume of a cone is we start with a circle, pi r squared, we give it some height, we divide by 3. Okay, but now they're giving us the answer. They're giving us that volume is 187. Okay, so 187 equals, we got to work backwards on this one. Pi, the radius is 4, times, we don't know the height, divided by 3. All right, we have to work backwards. We have to chip away and find out what H equals. 187 cubic feet. Okay. Let's see. We're going to multiply this side by 3 and this side by 3 to get rid of the divided by 3. So 187 times 3 equals 561 equals pi times 16 times height. Okay, let's get rid of the 16 first. Let's divide by 16. C is 16. Okay, 561 divided by 16 equals 35.0625 equals pi times height. All right, let's divide by pi. Let's divide by 3.14 to get rid of it. See a pi. Divided by 3.14 equals height equals about 11.16, but we're rounding 166. But when we round to the 16, this one rounds that one up to 7. 11.17 feet. Okay, let's see. A cone with radius, so let's see, volume equals pi r squared. Give it some height, crush the bottom. Volume equals pi, so 3.14 times 3 to the second power times 8 divided by 3. All right, let's just do that. 3.14 times 3 squared is 9, so times 9 times 8 equals divided by 3. Volume equals 75.36. All right, there we go. All right, I'll do another homework help video for section J. Hopefully those were fairly easy. If you know the formulas, those should have been fairly easy. Oh, did I completely skip two of these? Okay, let's go to these. Okay, number 4. Okay. Which of the following have the same volume? A sphere with radius, so sphere, 4/3 pi r cubed. A cone, pi, a circle, give it some height, divide by 3. Crush the bottom. A cylinder is a circle with some height, and a hemisphere is a circle that we make 3D. We don't do the full fraction, we do half of the, not 4/3, 2/3. Okay, let's go really quick. A sphere with radius of 3, 4/3 pi, 3 to the third power equals 27 times 4/3 times pi. Let's see, 4/3 times 27 equals 36. This is 36 pi. A cone with radius of 6 and a height of 3. So pi times 6 squared times height is 3 divided by 3. This is 6 times 3 equals, divided by 3 equals 36 pi. All right, we're done. Oh, select each shape that has a volume, so it might be more than one. Okay, let's keep going. A cylinder with a radius of 13 and a height of 13. Okay. This is pi times 13 squared times 13. 13 times 13 equals times 13. Oops. Clear. 13 times 13 times 13, actually. This is 2,197 pi. And finally, a hemisphere with radius of 9 centimeters. We got 2/3 pi times 9 to the third power. 9 times 9 times 9 equals times 2 divided by 3 equals 486 pi. So just A and B. All right, probably the hardest question. Not too bad that I left it for last. All right, it wants how much ice cream is packed into that cone and the top. We have two different shapes. We have a hemisphere on top, and we have a cone on the bottom. So we have to add these two shapes. A hemisphere is we take a circle, we make it 3D, but we don't do 4/3, we only do half of it because it's a half of a sphere. A cone is we start with a circle, pi r squared, we give it some height, we crush the bottom. Okay, let's see. Can we plug in? The radius is 2, both for the sphere and for the cone. So 2/3 pi times 2 to the third power. This is 2 times pi times 8 divided by 3. So this is 16 pi divided by 3. The reason I'm going to leave the pi there and I'm going to leave the fraction is because I notice all my answers have pi in it too. So if it was just the hemisphere, D would be the answer, but we got to add some more on. All right, let's do the cone. Pi, the radius of the cone is also 2. So pi times 2 squared times the height is 6 times 6 divided by 3. This is pi times 4 times 6 divided by 3. This is 24 pi on top, 3 on bottom. So we're adding these together, 16 pi's and 24 pi's, and they're all thirds. 16/3 pi's plus 24/3 pi's. When you're adding fractions, the bottom needs to be the same. We're lucky that they're the same, so we just got to add the top. 16 pi's plus 24 pi's is 40 pi's divided by 40/3 pi's. So, tough question because of the fractions? Probably. But basically what you did was you saw that there was 2 shapes, so we just found the answer for one, we found the answer for the other, and we added them together. Okay, long video. I'll make another one for section J. All right, bye.